What's up, guys? Wanted to go ahead and do a walk around video of the cars for y'all because I've never really done that and y'all really haven't been properly introduced to any of them. So yeah, we'll start with the 240. So this is my 1990 Nissan 240SX. I've had this thing for a little over 3 years now, I want to say. I haven't really done much to it. I don't really count wheels because the stock wheels are sitting right there. I mean, I can put those back on. But besides that, I've got a welded diff in it because the open diff for what I do with this car was a little bit unpredictable. We'll insert a clip here of why I welded the diff. That went well. I'm welding the diff when I get home. And yeah, after that happened, I immediately pulled the diff out of the car, went to my buddy and said, hey, this needs welded ASAP because I'm done with the unpredictability and didn't want to go into another ditch. So welded diff now. I slapped some underglow on it because who doesn't love a good throwback to 2002? And then, yeah, she's just kind of been my stock warrior since then. I'll pop the hood in a second. But first, I want to show you all the interior. So all stock minus HKS suede stuff on the glove box. I want to do that to these door card inserts too because this leather stuff here is weird and I'm not a fan. But yeah, pretty basic. I mean, stock, no crack dash, stock wheel, stock shift knob, a custom display I put there that I can play Xbox on. I'll pop a clip of that in here. Besides that and blown out speakers, it's not really anything else to it, just a stock 1990s interior. I'll pop that hood now and show you all a little single cam. Yep, there she is in all her glory. Little K24E or KA24E, I can't remember which. Anyways, nothing I've really done to this engine besides, you know, keeping up with maintenance here and there. There's old hoses. The car is 33 years old, about to be 34 years old. So a lot of stuff tends to get replaced here and there just from, you know, being old, fragile rubber. Likes to crack. The battery is relocated to the trunk for future plans. We're not going to worry about that yet, though. But yeah, besides that, there's not much to it. So I do have big plans for this car. Really big plans for it. It's going to be pretty freaking rad. And I'm excited to take you along the journey as we build this thing out. I'm going to keep enjoying the stock life for a bit longer. Now that I've got the race car sent aside, I'll bring that in next to walk around with y'all. Almost forgot, we're totally doing a sound check. So let me set this up and we'll do the 240's lame exhaust because it's stock. That pretty much wraps it up for the 240 though. So gonna go ahead and bring in the 22B replica. So this is car number 2, my 2001 Subaru Impreza 2.5 RS Coupe 22B replica, minus the wing, but I'll get one, don't worry. So this is my newest vehicle by far. I've only had this thing in my name for like a week now. The car was originally built by Renner Racing Development out in California. Highly recommend those guys if you live in the area and you need someone for anything Subaru. Because, man, judging like just off of this car alone and what I've experienced with it, they are crazy. Now, if you're local in the Texas area, all-wheel drive tuning is the place to go. And if you like tacos, go to Tacos Azteca. I mean, that's just good-ass food. Shameless plugs. But, yeah, the guys out in California built this car. It is car number 6, Snow White. It is their first full carbon body car they ever did. Yes, full carbon body. It's insane. So it has a Cybon trunk, Sibon doors. The full body itself is an Aerosim kit. So the rear bumper, quarters, front bumper, and roof are all by Aerosim. And if you look, you can see the carbon weave on there. It's pretty crazy. So needless to say, this thing is extremely light. Oh, minus the hood. Ironically, the only thing on this car that's not carbon fiber, besides the mirrors, is the hood. You know, most car guys would go, oh, sweet, I'm going to mod my car. I'm going to get some parts. I'm going to get a carbon fiber hood. No, this car's Uno reverse. It just carbon body. Let's leave the steel hood on there. It's hilarious to me. It really is. I do plan on getting a carbon hood for it at some point, and I'm probably going to paint it that color. But, yeah, we'll get some other carbon parts in here. Probably get the proper WRC mirrors. I want to get the roof scoop on it because this thing doesn't have AC or heat, so I need the airflow on the inside of the car so I can kind of breathe a little. I'll also probably plan on getting either the 22B wing or the P2000 WRC wing. I'm not really sure which I want to do yet. Car has an 8-point cage in it. You got some nice carbon on the doors there. So very safe. It was originally built for a guy that wanted to compete in rally and do stage rally, and they kind of overbuilt the car motor-wise. It's a bit insane, and if you didn't know and you want to do stage rally, you have to start off with a non-turbo car in the first place to get in there and have a certain amount of races under your belts, and then you can go into turbo cars in different classes, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, you got to work your way up the ladder. So this thing was overbuilt, and then the guy just said, screw it, and he bought a retired real WRC car, so that guy had big pockets. And then a guy I knew came across the car and bought it, and now I've got it. So I've got big plans for it. I want to do a lot to this thing. One of the major things is I would love to put a sequential in this car. It makes, actually, I'll pop the hood first and then tell you how much it makes. I'm going to make you guess first. You should guess first. Maybe I'll just put it in the comments. Yeah, you know what? Except for my friends, because you already know, but I got to grab a prop. Anyways, I'll go say which comment got it right, or I'll just go put the power number in the comments. But I want y'all to try and guess how much power this thing makes. I'll give some hints. It's on E85. It's got nice old Borg Warner spinny boy right there. The injectors are 1700 cc, and yeah, flex fuel, and then chonky boy and V-mount radiator. Anyways, yeah, reinforced struts because it was built to be a rally car. Got the cage coming through there. It's pretty freaking wicked. And then, of course, you know, factory steel hood that needs to go at some point for either an aluminum JDM one or a preferably carbon one. Moving back to the interior, it's got, I don't remember who makes this quick release, but it's designed apparently after the Porsche Cup car ones. So that's cool. Got Sparco seats, Sparco harnesses, Sparco steering wheel up there. Oh, here's the key. Made that one myself. I think it's pretty neat. There's the cage back here more. You can see the carbon fiber. Yeah, this car just kind of has carbon in a lot of places. It's quite magnificent. And we'll move on to the trunk now where the fuel cell is. So this thing is a pretty sweet setup with a radium surge tank. You got a 15-gallon fuel cell, more carbon. Back here you can also see the Aerosim Research logo along with the cutout rear quarters. So that's pretty neat. You can also see here I mean, you can kind of see it. It says Sibon. I don't know why it got painted over, but all the carbon got painted over, minus the underside of the roof, which thank God. But yeah, that's the trunk. Pretty much sums up the whole car. I'll let y'all guess power numbers. 30 pounds of boost, 1700 cc injectors on E85. And I don't know what the thing weighs. I need to put it on scales because it's wild. It is a beast, and it's on 255s. Then I think that's pretty much it for the 22B replica. I'll, of course, throw in the audio clip of the car so y'all can hear what it sounds like. And I'll also throw in an audio clip of it ripping in boost so y'all can see what it sounds like, because the external wastegate on this car is absolutely nuts. You can see down here, the end of it is right there, and it sticks out about 3 inches in front of that hole in the floor. So my passengers just go deaf. It's great. It's fine. We don't worry about it. I just tell them you might lose some hearing, buddy. But yeah, that sums it up for the 22B replica car. Gonna go ahead and move on to the Hawkeye now. So this is my 2007 Subaru Impreza WRX STI. This has been one of my longtime dream cars. This one's, you know, a little bit ahead of it because 22B. But the Hawkeye STI has been a dream car of mine ever since I was a kid, honestly, and saw like Colin McRae, Ken Block doing all the crazy stuff they did. I've had this thing for 8 years now, which is kind of hard to believe for me. It is an OEM Plus build, quote build if you want. It's pretty much stock with some cool JDM OEM parts from Japan. So it's still on stock suspension. Pretty decent for stock ride height if you ask me. So these are Spec C RAR wheels off of the Spec C RAR in Japan, which they only made 300 of. So pretty neat there. They're factory NKs and they are 18-inch. Still got the stock Brembos on there. They work pretty darn good. I mean, plenty for this car. I just recently had full paint correction and ceramic coating done on this thing, and it looks insane. You can see how well the blue's popping off in here. I freaking love it, and I can't get over it. It's so good. It's so good. But besides the wheels, the only other thing on the car, actually there's a couple other, there's the titanium strut bar on the engine bay that's from Japan. And the only other thing I've done to it is exhaust, because the factory exhaust ended up cracking on me because this car was imported from Canada. So a little bit of rust, but mostly just on the exhaust, and caused that to fail. And yes, I do have the 06 STI taillights on here, which are the matte color instead of the full chrome, because the chrome is atrocious and that looks way better. A lot of people tend to like the 05 STI taillights. I wanted to go for those. But besides that, car's bone stock minus underglow. Had to do it. I'm not putting underglow on this, by the way, because, well, it's a freaking race car and that's not going to work out well. But yeah, we'll go ahead and hop on into the interior. So pretty simple. Stock. Super stock. I mean, stock radio din in the car still. This has 71,000 miles on it. I got it with 55,000, so didn't go too crazy in the past 8 years. Just like 20K miles, roughly. One thing that's cool about these seats, though, is that these are factory heated seats that are cloth. Don't really see that too often, but yeah, there's a heating element in the factory STI seats. I've never seen another pair, and I'm curious if anyone out there has another pair. Go ahead and pop the hood now, show y'all what a stock STI engine bay looks like, because most people don't really know what it looks like anymore. So yeah, it's a little bit dirty right now. I haven't cleaned the engine bay in a while. Usually the red pops a lot more. Stock STI engine bay. Oh, and the coil rad radiator, because the factory radiator crapped out on me and pissed coolant all over the windshield. It was fantastic. Car made, I put it on the dyno just for fun. It made 278 wheel. Pretty quick, honestly, for a bone stock car with no tune. That thing just, it's not even a competitor. Don't tell her that. It's okay. She can believe she's fast. And sadly enough, as the Subaru trend goes, this thing has had a head gasket job at 70,000 miles. Go figure. Apparently the 07s are known for giving out around 60 to 70,000 miles. And this one did on me. I took it to one track day, and at that track day, it started being very angry and would not stop overheating and building pressure in my coolant lines. So yeah, it blew a head gasket. So had that rebuilt, got all that tidied up, and now she's doing pretty darn good. I don't drive it too much, but yeah, that pretty much sums it up for the 07 STI. I don't really have any crazy plans for this thing. Maybe suspension and some spacers to get the fitment a little bit better on it, because like the fitment on this thing's pretty darn good versus the fitment on this car is, I mean, it's not terrible for like just stock setup. It's really not bad, but the back I think could definitely use some. Probably drop it about, actually no, the back's fine. I need to drop the front about like an inch, maybe like a 1/4 inch on the rear. That's about it. But that's the That's the 3 cars. Got a lot of plans, not for this. God, that blue is so good. Look at that. Look at it. I'm shameless plug again. Freaking, if you have dents or dings or hail damage or whatever, please take your car to my buddy. I'm going to go ahead and link his Instagram in the description. He does insane work. He hooked me up and did this car. That's why it looks so freaking good. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited to take you on the journey as we build the cars and get this thing dialed in exactly where we want it to be. Probably make it match the other one. You know, got to do the blue. It's a Subaru. Kind of have to. I do like the white a lot, but doesn't show off the curves on the car hardly at all. Like, look. You can't even tell. Okay, you kind of can, but not really. You can't. It looks like a stock body GC8 minus the front bumper, like there. It needs the blue. It just needs a color on it that pops and shows it off more. And I kind of want to do the Colin McRae livery on it, so there's that. But 240, got big plans for that. Got the biggest plans for that car. GC8, a lot of plans for that. That's going to be a really fun car to do. And then the Hawkeye is pretty much just here because I love it. And then definitely going to get a K-Truck soon. I need to get a K-Truck. But yeah, I think that just about wraps it up. That's the tour of the cars. Minus one, I do have a 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee that sits at home broken. It is my first car. I do plan on rebuilding it as an off-road overland vehicle, which I will make videos on whenever I end up fixing that thing. But currently it's been sitting for like 5 years. It needs an entire new drivetrain in it. Yeah, speaking of drivetrains, I forgot to mention, this car is a complete 06 STI drivetrain swap. Anyways, power number, if you watch this far into the video, it makes 530 wheel. If you guessed that, congrats. I'm gonna close it out with that. I think the next thing y'all will see is either just a driving video of this thing or probably me showing how messed up the 240 is, because we're about to do a lot of restoration on that car and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I wanna showcase how terrible it is first. Yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Like the video if you liked it. Don't dislike it if you disliked it. And until next time.